Just when you think the situation of the GTA 6 leaked gameplay can't possibly get any worse, we are once again proven wrong, because as of today, two more leaked gameplay clips have surfaced once again. These clips gave us 5 minutes of gameplay, which is over double what we had gotten the previous day, and they showed us a ton of new details that we didn't even know about from the 2022 leaks. So once again, we will detail everything that we have learned from these new leaked clips that were published today, and we will also go over why it's very likely that these clips will keep coming. At around 9:30 a.m. this morning on the 19th, a clip simply called taser.mp4 was once again posted on CyberLeak's website. In case you are completely new to this entire situation, CyberLeak, the group behind these leaks, has claimed to be doing this because of the decision Rockstar made to not release a physical disc of the game. CyberLeak's hatred for Rockstar's decision has led him to leak over 4 clips at this point, as well as the entirety of the GTA 6 map, and it's likely that they will keep coming. So whether you're a fan of the leaks or you hate that it's getting leaked at all, these clips have undoubtedly shown us a lot of new information about the game. For starters, at the beginning of the first clip, Jason can be seen driving a gauntlet around a place called the Allied Crystal Refinery in Ambrosia, which is a place that we have already seen in screenshots. While he's driving around, a song is playing in the background, which is actually Sports Car by Tate McRae, which was released in January of 2025, meaning that this clip was recorded sometime after early 2025. When exactly from then until now, we still don't know, but it's likely that it's from 2025 to say the least. Jason then drives into the refinery and stops in front of a car and tries to steal it. When he does this, 2 options pop up when stealing the car: smash window and clone key. The smashing window feature is most likely what we are used to from every other GTA game up to this point, but the clone key feature likely refers to using a device to clone the key's transponder on new cars. Now, this immediately makes me think that cops won't be able to detect you in this stolen car if you've used a clone key in order to steal it. When he attempts to steal the car, there are guards standing beside and they attack Jason after he does this, leading to a fight where Jason hits one of them with a slow motion finisher by pistol whipping him in the face, which looks nearly identical to this clip I found from RDR2. Jason uses his pistol to beat down more people in the clip and then proceeds to pick up a taser. This taser seems to have a lot more range than what we are used to in GTA 5, and I can already see it being pretty annoying when it comes to GTA Online. Jason then steals a truck and gets shot at by one of the guards, and thankfully, the gunshots in this game sound way more realistic than they did in GTA 5. The truck he takes is an Allied Crystal 18-wheeler, and the first clip ends with him driving into traffic and escaping. However, at the end of the clip, we also got our first leak of a cutscene. Now don't worry, it isn't a story spoiler by any means, but this cutscene does have a lot of weight to it, and I'll tell you why. The cutscene that plays is a conversation between Jason and Cal while drinking on a boat, to which they say, "Good living, here's to you, buddy. Enjoy your life till the men in suits decide to finally shut you the fuck up." To which Cal responds, "They don't know nothing about me, man. I use a VPN." Now, the reason why this cutscene is crazy is because it almost perfectly describes the situation that the hacker is going through right now. For the decision they made with their physical games, he is trying to stick it to the men in suits, or in this case Rockstar, but they can't find him. To me, this is actually deeply worrying because the odds of him having the perfect cutscene to describe the situation that he is in a game which could potentially have over 8 hours of cutscenes makes this being a coincidence astronomically low. If he was able to pick out this exact cutscene from all of the leaked stuff that he has, it's very likely that he has more leaked content than we could possibly imagine. And so, if you aren't a fan of leaks, I would be very careful over the next little while. Clip 2 was then posted around 4 hours later, and this is when we find some very new details never seen before. For one, he gets into a knife fight with a cop, and the knife combat is extremely well done, with a bunch of different slash techniques. This won't be the only knife fight he gets into in this clip, but it's shown quite well at the beginning, so I thought I'd mention it here. After Jason ends the cop, a UI pops up that allows us to actually pick up his body from the ground. This was a feature in RDR2, but in GTA 6, it most likely is a way for us to hide the body so that we don't get noticed by the police after committing the crime. He then proceeds to steal the cop's bike, and this is when we get our first look at the inventory system as well. Luckily, as a good visual representation, it looks almost identical to the mock draw-up from the 2022 leaks, so it's likely this design hasn't gone through many variations since then. While he has the inventory open, however, we can also see 3 different gauges: health, stamina, and the focus that we saw earlier from the basketball leak posted yesterday. How the focus meter works isn't known, but my thoughts is that it may work similar to the hunger or stress bar in GTA RP, where the less you eat or the more stressed you become, your character becomes slower and has trouble seeing, or in this case, possibly focusing. Now, when getting on the bike, another new icon can be seen on the left. In the leaks yesterday, we mentioned how there was a new icon for cars which included a gas pump and an engine, but on the bike, there is also a yellow GPS signal. This is likely for newer model cars that have built-in GPS systems and could be a part of the 2022 leaked feature we saw about not needing a minimap to get around. We then take off down this road and we see an abundant amount of new cars. We will most likely need to wait for the GTAbase.com database to be updated before we learn them all, but there was enough to keep them busy for a long time. It was also very funny that one of the trucks that we drive by had an advertisement for vasectomies with the tagline, "Are you fucked from fucking?" Which just goes to show that the Rockstar comedy we know is still very much present. Jason then drives off the road and crashes the bike into the water, where we got a very good look at the advanced water physics within the game, which look incredible, by the way. Once again, we get into another knife fight with a bunch of homeless people under a bridge in South Vicedale County, and during this fight, Jason uses something from his inventory called Zombix. The icon is in the shape of a pill container and has a heart around it, which makes me think that this is the alternative for snacks we currently have in GTA 5. However, a notification then pops up telling us that taking too many of these will lessen their effect. He even picks up these pills from one of the bodies on the ground, meaning that this seems to be like the standard way of getting health and may even be accessible to NPCs. But speaking of looting bodies, it was also shown that everything that can drop from bodies needs to be looted just like RDR2, even cash. So gone are the days of cash spilling out onto the floor from people's bodies after they die. Finally, once again, the clip ends once again with the troll cutscene of Jason and Cal. So, unfortunately, it seems very likely that these clips will keep coming until Rockstar's task force is able to put a stop to this leaker somehow. But until that happens, I will keep covering any news when it comes out. The only exception I make is story spoilers, which I will never cover. I hope you all enjoyed, stay safe out there, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.